everyone. Welcome to the Blissful Living Show. I am Rochele Marie Lawson, the queen of feeling fabulous, and I have a fabulous, unstoppable woman with me today. She actually is a repeat guest on the show, but we've got something to talk to you all about. We're going to lay some words of wisdom, as they say in the streets, some game on you about being unstoppable and why this is really important for women today to be that fierce, fearless, an unstoppable lady in today's society. So before we get started with that, I want to say find a place to sit, get something to write with, because my guest is going to share lots of nuggets of gold and wisdom on you that I definitely want you to be able to record. So find a place to sit, get something to write with, get your favorite beverage, tell your family to give you a few moments for yourself so that you can step into really just claiming the essence of what we're talking about. So afterwards, when you get back with your family, you can be that fierce, fearless, and unstoppable woman. And so before I introduce the guest, let me thank the sponsors of the show. I want to thank Blissful Living for You at Blissful Living, the number 4, the letter U.com. Great company with regards to helping you balance your wellness in with wisdom and wealth so that you can unlock your bliss and step into living the life of your dreams. And then the other sponsor I want to thank is All Day Cable Inc. at alldaycableinc.com, telecommunications installation company that can service all of your telecommunications needs from your network distribution onward. And what their motto is they make the right connections so that you can too. And so they are at alldaycableinc.com. So I'm going to do a little bit of something, a little double dip here, because this show is really meant to, like I said, up level and elevate you all, particularly for you women out there. And so I'm getting ready to hit a Facebook Live, and we're going to do this live. And so my guest today is a phenomenal, unstoppable woman. Like I said, she is a repeat guest on this show, and you definitely want to get to know this lady. I want to call her the queen from the South, because I know she originates from the Southern states, and I'm going to let her tell you a little bit more about all that. But my guest right now is Kearn Cherry Crockett, and I want her to tell you, first of all, where she is, what she does. But let me tell you this. We're in a collaborative book together called Unstoppable, Be Fierce, Fearless, and Unfuckwithable in Life and Business. And this book was brought about as a guide to leave words of wisdom for our future female generations to come after us with regards to different things that women go through in life and how we have to step in to being that unstoppable woman and things we have to do to claim being fierce, fearless, and unfuckwithable. And so this project is consisting of 21 other ladies, and every chapter in the book is words of wisdom to help women of all ages move forward, no matter where they may be on their journey, on their path to bliss. So it is my pleasure and my honor to introduce and bring to you live Kearn Cherry Crockett. Now, Kearn, tell them where you from, girl, and what you do.
All right. So I'm Kearn Cherry, Kearn Crockett Cherry. They call me the butts in the seat queen. I am hail from Biloxi, Mississippi. If you don't know, it's about an hour from New Orleans. And yes, we are one of those many casino towns with about 11 casinos sitting in Biloxi by itself. So, and we're on the beach, y'all. So it's the best of both worlds for most people. So anyway, I am the creator and producer of Level Up Summit, Power Up Summit, and co-founder director of Success Women's Conference. I am the co-owner of PRN Home Care, which we've been in business for, this is our 25th year. And I've been in healthcare for 35 plus years as well. I am a visibility coach, and I am a event producer coach as well. So those are just some of the things. I am loving being in I think it's my 15th anthology since COVID, and it's all about being fearless because we're all born to win.
Oh, wow. See, y'all in for it. I tell you, it just gets better and better. And when I connect with my sisters that I already know and known for a while, it just it becomes like really girlfriend talk. We girlfriends, we talking and we just having a conversation and y'all just happen to be eavesdropping, really. And we're talking just about some real life stuff. And so, Kearn, I apologize first of all for getting the name twisted.
Oh no,
My apologies.
it's
My
fine.
apologies. I want to say you look pretty in that red. The red highlights. I love those earrings.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I feel like I've been married so long, it's 36 years. I feel like I was born with both of those names at this point, right?
It's like you probably have had both of those names longer than you've had your maiden name only.
Yeah,
Right? Yep.
it's like you just when you've been married as long as I have, it's more like as they say, you become one. You start thinking alike and thinking each other's thought before we even say anything, right?
Right.
So yeah, it's
Well,
I got
then
married.
have you gotten y'all look like brother and sister? Because that happens
Yes,
too.
yes, that started at such an early age. People used to tell us that all the time. Really? And then now they're like, I think that kid looks like you, or that kid look. I'm like, I know who my kids look like, but hey, whatever y'all say, whatever you see is what you see. So,
Oh, that's
yeah.
beautiful. That's beautiful. So now I want to get into some conversation, and we may have another guest joining us, you guys. Uh, might be having some technological challenges, but I want to just jump in and ask Kearn. Kearn, when you think about being unstoppable, particularly because I know we're in the same age range, particularly in comparison to, well, I say, when you think about being unstoppable today as a woman in today's world versus as being an unstoppable woman in particularly African American woman in the early 70s, what would you say um, are the greatest synchronicities that the two have?
Uh, so I think first off, and my mom was a single mom that raised five kids. And I think we all went to college. So that was a feat in itself back then during that time frame. But for most women, if you're talking African American woman, pretty much you really did have to be fearless. You had to raise your children to think in order for them, the ones that you see coming up now, there had to be some ingraining in them that was taught by their parents, not society, that you can do anything, right? Because the reality is, when you were in school, you were not taught that. When I came up, we were not pushed to be lawyers, doctors, and all that type of stuff. But my mom never stopped us from thinking we couldn't do any of that. It was like you just fly, and she didn't really focus on it, but we all were more education driven as far as excelling. And so, but that's because she didn't let anything stop her as well.
Right,
You know.
right. You said some stuff there, and I can totally relate. Like uh, when I was growing up, being the only girl, um, that first of all, the thing that was most prized is you graduate from high school,
Right.
right? Okay, that was the most thing, and of course, I had to take it another level. I'm like, no, I don't want to go to just high school. I want to go to college. So, but what I'm saying is, it was how we have raised our kids today, that it's not an expectation, but it's like an automatic thing they think about going
Mm-hmm.
beyond and pursuing a higher education.
Mm-hmm.
When I was growing up in the 70s, 60s and 70s, that wasn't the first thing that my parents shared with me, right? But that was one of
Right.
the first things I shared with my kids. Like, I just want you to go to school, get an education, beyond high school. And then after you do that, after the first 4 years, if you want to go to graduate school, that's on you. But
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And so it
Right.
is a big difference. And we have, as African American women, I think have had a really tremendous struggle to the point that we actually had to become unstoppable. We had to
Right.
become fierce and fearless.
Right.
Otherwise, we wouldn't be here today.
Mhm. And none of us would be here because it's the women that raise the kids, even though, it's better for having a two-parent household. But you are correct in your description. That's why I said for my mom, she never stopped us or even, said, like you said, go get your education. It was more so when you think about it, Rochele, that we were told, find a job. I read this somewhere recently. You were told to go find a job working for the government because it'll create stability and all this type of stuff, right? Go work for, the VA or whoever and get a government job. And then we come along and it's like, I know for my kids initially, it was all about education. But you know what? I learned real quick because I had trained myself to do the academics. But now all the main scholarships go to athletes, and particularly for women. There are a lot of athletic scholarships that go untaken because women don't necessarily head in that direction like men. But because of title, I think it's Title IX,
Yeah.
uh, it is definitely. So my girls played tennis, and I told every coach that came this way, if you ain't got a full scholarship, we not interested.
I love it. But that's it. That's an example of being unstoppable, being fierce because um you went to work for your kids, right? You went to
Yes,
work for your kids
yes.
and um you didn't sit back and say, I hope the opportunity comes.
Mm-mm.
I'm going to make the opportunity
Mm-hmm.
happen because 9 times out of 10, the opportunity wouldn't have come
No.
if you would have sat and took no action. And so, when it comes to being an unstoppable woman, would you say one of the biggest things that we need to do, and no matter what race you are with regards to women, is when we want to do something, what would you say when we want to do something that might be holding us back due to fear, right,
Mm-hmm.
of the unknown, what would you say we need to do to break through that at at any given moment that pops up?
Yeah, number one is just do it. It's the Nike commercial, y'all, right? I'm just telling y'all that what I love about men, and I say this a lot, is that they are fearless even when they don't have a talent or a gift to work in that direction, right? Somehow they just believe. That I can tell you, to me, they probably actually walk in faith more than a lot of us. Women tend to overanalyze
Oh,
and they just sit on stuff. And it's like your blessing is being set on by you. You're holding your own self up. We have so many talents. They always talk about us women. We multitask, right? We do this. We take care of the house. We take care of husband. We got businesses. We have a job. We got all this going on. And so, with that said, we still sit on opportunity that's meant for us. How many people realize their gift? Because we all, it's, if you look scripturally, it's in the Bible, it says you're born with gifts, right? So
right.
therefore, if you capitalize on that, you're gonna make the money. But stop waiting. And I gotta plan this out. I gotta hire this. Oh, I don't have enough money. If you really believe and you step out, you will find the doors will open.
Girl, wait, where's my I do have my mic, but I'm doing a mic drop right there. Say that one more time because I think this is something that all women need to hear. And I don't care where you are in your trajectory on your path, all women need to hear this. Say that one more time, Kern, please.
I'm I'm telling you, if you walk in your gifts and actually stop sitting on them and actually take the steps forward, move forward, go to the door. I always say God will put the door right in front of you. Most of the time, most people sit there and they don't even wiggle the door. They just walk away in fear because they're afraid. Sometimes people are afraid of just opportunity. Look, I'm not speaking from unexperience, I'm speaking for experience. Sometimes we allow fear to literally stifle our opportunities from making millions to just being average, right? I
Yep.
always tell people, look, why do you think Oprah is a billionaire? Why do you think Steve Jobs was a billionaire? Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates. We can name the list, y'all. There are people that are billionaires you don't even know by name. But the point is, what they did is they found their gift. They recognized it and they honed it. Bill Gates started as a young man working working in his craft, and then he hit it right. And next thing you know, we have what we call Microsoft.
Right.
Jeff Bezos in his garage. I mean, there must have been some frustration there, but the man started off shipping books. Books, y'all, which they still do today, and thank God for that, right?
Yes, yes,
Uh,
ma'am.
but the point is that they recognized it and they literally stayed on it. Oprah makes her money from speaking, not speaking on a tour. I'm talking about using her voice for people that may not even have a voice in something. She used that and the women just ate it up. They even defended her when somebody tried to sue her. She had already captured, she understood that she had a gift and God had given it to her and she recognized it. And so I'm saying, when you go to that door and you shake that knob, you first off go shake the knob. If the knob is closed, try the next door. Don't get frustrated and quit. Try the next one. If that don't work, look, go around back. Take some cookies with you. And you see people are just doing their thing and they like, we ain't letting her in. Then go around front, kick the door in, or create your own.
Oh,
Stop
yeah.
waiting.
I love it. Oh my gosh, Karen, I love it. I love it. I love it. You brought up one of my girls, and she happens to be born under. Well, let me rephrase this. I happen to be born under her astrological sign, so I've always like kind of looked up to her, so to speak, which is Oprah. And
Mm-hmm.
they told Oprah that she wasn't even pretty enough to
Exactly.
be in media, and she is
Yeah.
one of the most successful media. When I say she surpasses, not to give, not put nothing on Barbara Walters,
Yes.
but Oprah has surpassed Barbara Walters when it comes to the whole business aspect
Right.
of being in media. And she wasn't even supposed to be there. So she had stopped in her tracks, not opened the next door when they
Mm-hmm.
told her she wasn't pretty enough, we wouldn't have all the beauty that Oprah has bestowed upon the world today, right? So
That's
I
right.
love what you shared. Like, if one door is, if it's not, if you don't never touch the door, how you know if it's locked? If you don't turn the handle, how you know it's not going to open?
Exactly.
Don't be so afraid of something that you don't know about, because you don't, right now, you don't have nothing to be afraid by taking that action. And so
Exactly.
I love that. And I believe
Mm-hmm.
that's what unstoppable women do. It's truly what unstoppable women do. Now, with
Mm-hmm.
regards to any of the women out there that you said something else that I think was really important. People will stay in a job, and women will stay in a job that they absolutely hate, that
Mm-hmm.
they're disrespected, not treated right, or any of that, because they're afraid to uh, take action with their gift, right?
Right.
Or go to another company that's going to treat them
Yeah.
better. What would you say to a woman that is stuck in, not necessarily a job, but a situation, relationship, whatever it may be, that they're just stuck and they're afraid to move forward because they've got some fear going on? What would you say to them right now to help them to step into being fearless and fierce?
So, all of us been in those situations at one time or another, right? Now, I'm gonna just tell you this: if you ask God, you sure better have a plan in motion already. I can tell you that I've done it, and when I tell you I've seen His response, I didn't think I was ready, but I had to take receive what He showed me. You have to. I would encourage women to create an exit plan. And we're in the great resignation, right? It took me a minute to figure out this new title they don't gave to the era that we're in. People are quitting their jobs left and right now. They're sick of it, right? And I can honestly say most people are living frustrated because they're not operating in their gifts. So what do you have right now? Part of your exit plan should be, because we have time. That's the one thing the pandemic gave us. It's time. Start working on your next step, right? If you don't have any kind of digital business right now, you should have, right? So that could be part of your exit plan. Whether you're a coach, whether you're selling books, perfume, making jewelry, whatever you're doing, you should have that on the great world wide web that we have right now. Let's face it, we're doing more business online than ever. Look, we're shutting down systems because of that. But you need to sit down, just like writing goals. Sit down and make an exit plan. And if you want to really be out of that job, don't make a 5-year plan. Make a 1 or 2 year plan or a 6-month plan, whatever it is. And I'm a big believer that you should have something in place ready to go so that you can take that leap. Now, it may not be perfect, right? It may not be perfect, but make sure that you do have a semi plan in place. I know people talk about having 6 months saved up. Girl, many people don't have that kind of money.
To be trying to save for 6 months, right?
Yeah. You don't have that. So it's like you need to be realistic. You need to say, okay, I don't have that ability because I got a lot of bills, right? But I can start actually making another stream of income, because you should have 7 streams anyway.
Exactly.
I don't care if you got a job or not. You need to figure out it's not 7 businesses, y'all. It's 7 streams of income. So that should be part of your plan as well. Seeing that income on that job leave and then going into whatever else you're planning. Hopefully it's creating your own business as well. But if it's not, it's okay. Just make sure that you find a way. I was talking Rochele to somebody the other day, and she got a job, and she don't even have to go into the job. But an entity, these businesses, will find a way to suck up every hour of your time, right?
Yes.
And so I told her, I said, well, you need to start looking and asking, can you work less days? Maybe you work 4 days, maybe you work 3 days. You'd be surprised how much that allows you to do something else that's going to give you satisfaction and another stream of income.
Oh, yeah. I love
So,
it. I mean, look, you guys, Kearn has been really sharing a lot of nuggets of gold, and everything she says. There's multiple nuggets of gold. And if you're someone, a lady, or even a gentleman, if you're someone that you just, you're feeling some kind of way right now where you just, you're not feeling as unstoppable as you normally are, or if you are feeling unstoppable and you just still want some inspiration, Kearn has shared a lot of words of wisdom with us today with regards to being unstoppable. And so, Kearn, I want to ask you. So here's the deal, y'all. I said we were in this collaborative book together, and the book is called Unstoppable: Being Fierce, Fearless, and Unfuckable Withable in Life and Business. And the book is available for you all to pick up. Now, what I'm going to say is, if you're a gentleman and you're listening to us, you should pick up a copy of the book or get the ebook for every woman in your life and just share it with them, because the stories are real. They're different, but they all have nuggets of gold, many nuggets of gold, and words of wisdom that every woman today can utilize in their life. And if you're a lady, pick up an extra copy and share it with your girlfriend, your sister, your cousin, your bestie, whoever, again, because the women in the book brought these stories in a spirit of unity and harmony for all of us to benefit from. Even us in the book, we're benefiting from reading the other stories and inspirations and tools and guidance that the other ladies in the book are sharing. So this is why Kearn is able to be here with you all right now and share these words of wisdom and nuggets of gold. And I know just by what she's saying, it's going to entice you to want to know more of what, because she ain't even talking about what she said in her chapter. She ain't even talking about what she
No.
wrote, right? So if you are enticed and love what she's saying right now, you got to get the book to find out what she actually wrote in the book, because I guarantee it's the message that you need to hear right now, this moment. So, Kearn, last question with regards to being unstoppable, being a fierce, fearless, and unstoppable woman in today's society. What is the last piece of words of wisdom that you would like to share? And I'm going to go with a little bit with the ladies that are between the ages of 16 and 30 that need to hear something that they probably are not hearing with regards to being fierce, fearless, and unstoppable.
So one of the things that, and we've been talking about your gifts earlier, what I find with most people that are frustrated in life is that they're not happy with what they're doing. They have made a choice to earn an income. I did the same thing when I had my son at 19. I decided, I need to try to go into nursing. Unfortunately, I didn't never get to nursing, but I am in the occupational therapy field and still in healthcare. But I did that because I had a young son and I wanted a consistent job. But at some point during that process, my husband and I both realized we need something else. We can't continue this life cycle of just running like a rabbit. I mean, we were aides in Arizona, and it was just a rat race, right? And the money was not good. To me still in parts of the healthcare field, the money just isn't good. And so you have to decide early on, am I going to double up and double down so that I can take the leap of faith and do what I love to do and make money at it? If you allow yourself, you literally will be stuck. I've seen people work their life. When I was working in a nursing home, I would ask people, how long you been doing this? I'm talking about AIDS on the floor, y'all. Do you know what concrete does to your knees? Hello?
Your feet. It
Yeah,
kills your feet.
at minimum. My husband and I laughed one time because he was working so long, his foot felt like it took a drop, like
I can relate.
I was like, Lord, but that's because, we had to do something. We had to put food on the table, right? But you got to take the leap. You got to decide, no matter what, if I'm going to be whether it's a nurse, whether you choose to be a doctor, a lawyer, whatever it is, a business owner that makes jewelry or go into coaching, helping other people, you got to make that choice and do it early. There are some amazing young women. I ain't gonna lie, Rochele. There's some young women, they just running circles around me, but right. They're working in their gifts. So don't let anybody hinder you. Don't, and I want to encourage y'all, and I use this other scripture that I like to use sometime or talk about, is the master who gave his servants talents. And he had 3 servants and he called them in. And so I want y'all to listen to this, young people, because you are judged by your actions, right? And these talents were money. It was money, but just so happened to be called talent, right? And so he actually gave one 5, and then he gave other 2, and then he gave the other one according to their abilities. And after he gave them those abilities, gave them those talents, that money, told them go out and make some money. So the one came back and he had 5 talents. He had 5 talents. He doubled it. So when the master came back off, from his vacation or wherever he went, he was like, yes, my faithful servant. We go celebrate later. And then the second one came back. He doubled his. He said, oh, yes. Okay, now Yes, we're going to have a party. We're going to have a party now. The other one came back like, well, master, I knew that you were harsh and that, you can judge people harshly. So I buried my talent. And I have it right here. The master looked at him and said, if you knew I was that kind of master, then you should have went out and did something with that and made me some money. You could have at least put it in the bank. Now I'm paraphrasing y'all, but that's a parable straight from the Bible. Matthew 25:14-30. Read it for yourself. That person was cast out into the darkness. And of course, he paid the price for that. The point is, you can't afford to sit on your talent. You can't afford to sit on your gifts. You gotta be like those football players that they get in their 30s and looking down the road. Look at Brady, he in his 40s, looking down the road and saying, "Man, you don't even have to pay me. I will still play for free."
Yep.
That's their mindset, and that's what happens when you find that. So if you're 16 to 30, oh, you got plenty of time to make your choices, right? Look, my youngest is back home now, and she's like, shoot, yeah, ain't nothing like being around your parents, right? Look, and look, getting to make your right decisions so you don't make all the mistakes we made, right?
Exactly.
Now, I do have to say she's an orthodontist. She did go ahead and do what but that's because she found something that she really loved, which, in the beginning, I didn't really know she loved it like that. But anyway, she knew that she wanted to help people have better teeth than she did as a little bitty kid.
Right.
And so she found that gift and walked in it. And so, that being said, you can do that too. You may not start there like I didn't start where I am now. I've been doing events, which I love doing for over 20 plus years. But I'm here now. And so, if you can do that early, you're going to find yourself living a life that you love and making money because, as Proverbs 18:16 says, when you walk in your gifts, God will put you at the seat of a table of great men. Now that means you're going to be making a lot of money, right? Come
I
on, Rochele.
love it. Oh my gosh. And so there you guys have it. Just a tad, a taste. It's like, getting a little collard green. Like when your mama used to say, "Girl, baby, taste my collard greens and see if they okay," right? It's
Yes,
like
ma'am.
they give you a little taste, and oh no, that's all you gotta get. That's all you getting. That's just a taste of the peach cobbler. That's just a taste of the jambalaya, the gumbo. Just a teaspoon of what you're gonna get from Kearn in Unstoppable, being fierce, fearless, and unfuckwithable in life and business. And so
Yeah.
I want to thank you, my good friend Kearn, for having this conversation with us. I mean, nuggets of gold and words of wisdom and all kind. Even scripture was laid on us today. And if you can't take anything from what we talked about today that we talked about, then at least take the scripture and the parable that she shared, because that's for real. If you
Yeah.
bury your talents, they stay buried. But if
Mhm.
you're willing to risk on yourself, like you risk on everything else in life, then you become unstoppable. Here's one thing I want to leave with you guys. You know what? We go to bed every day, every night we go to bed, and we have no doubt that we're going to wake up the next morning. I know I never think about, am I going to wake up the next morning? There's no doubt. You go to bed, you don't even think about it because you're going to wake
Mhm.
up the next morning. If you had just a smidgen of that
Mhm.
belief with regards to stepping forward and doing what you're supposed to do, being that fierce, fearless, and unstoppable person, guess what? Just like you expect to wake up and you wake up and you start a new day, your life will change dramatically. And so that's what I'm going to end the show with. I want
Yes.
to thank my friend Kearn for being here with me today, and all of you out there watching us. And again, pick up a copy of the book. It's available on Amazon. You can probably go to Kearn's site and she get you a copy if you want. Come to me. I want to thank our sponsors, Blissful Living for You at Blissful Living, the number 4, the letter U.com. You can definitely pick up a copy of the book there, as well as our other sponsor, All Day Cable Incorporated at alldaycableinc.com. Until next time, everybody, I am wishing you peace to your mind, wellness to your body, tranquility to your spirit, and may this conversation that I had with my friend Kearn lead you to being fierce, fearless, and unstoppable. Until next time, everybody, goodbye for now.